This is probably not a good idea, creating this video this late, because I promised myself that I was going to go to bed early. But I want to make sure that I do the best job that I can to reach my goal. And my goal is to give people the freedom that they can use to then set themselves free in every aspect of life. That requires a mindset change, I think. And I think that only happens if people see that it is possible. And I think that happens in one of two ways. Either you see that it's possible based on the results you get by implementing the things, or you see that it's possible because it just makes so much fucking sense that it's hard to not see that it is possible. So I've been making a lot of videos on these things in the past, and to be honest, I've been keeping myself back, kinda. Like, I've been making videos, but I've been sharing them only on YouTube, or maybe once in a post, once in a while, or whatever, right? While having not focused everything that I can on the community that actually is there. Like, the people that come into the Legacy Forge, there is little activity in here. And that's my fault. Because I've been trying to do all these things from all the different parts, all the different perspectives of this whole thing. And it became huge. It was overwhelming. So just a word from the wise, word of the wise, a word of wisdom. And this is based on pain. Do not create everything at once in the beginning, because you will be so freaking overwhelmed and there will be so many things in such a short time, relatively, that you won't know what to do with it. I've talked to a lot of people who've had this same experience, and having it myself, it's not a fun feeling. Because, I have so many things that I wanted to give to people. And when you have so many different things, your message is not focused. So you're talking about how to make money to someone who's just looking for a psychedelic insight, or you're looking to help someone with their mental health and all they want to do was make a buck. Or you want to help someone who wants to make money, but you're talking about psychedelics or mental health. It gets confusing, especially if people don't know that these things are intimately intertwined, because they're all centered in one thing: you. They're all centered in you being the human that you are. And I think that has been the biggest issue, because people don't see that. They see themselves as a doctor, or a lawyer, or a mechanic, or a student, whatever it is. They have a label on what they feel like they are, instead of seeing themselves as a composition of all the things that you've learned throughout your entire freaking existence. What those things are is not your fault. That is one way to say it. Because you were put through the system like everyone else, and you were taught by those people who were told what to teach from the people deciding what to teach. I'm saying this based on the fact that I had a meeting today with the teacher of my kid, my daughter. She said everything that I knew my daughter is. And then I asked, what do you teach in terms of religion and spirituality and stuff? Just to see, where are they? Like, what are they teaching my kid? I hate the fact that she's in a public school, but that is just temporary. Now, the freaking answer to the teacher is what shocked me, because it was more or less a huge confirmation from yet another source within the thing that is bringing up everyone in the world, almost, for those of us who are lucky enough to have access to public schools. I say lucky because, yes, we do have these luxuries, we do have these possibilities, but sometimes we are taught things that is not going to serve us very well. We are taught to be a certain thing in order to fit into a cog. That's literally it. So the teacher said that she was not allowed to express her own thoughts, like her own beliefs, when it came to religion and spirituality. That's one. I was like, okay, that's not good. Seriously, but I didn't say anything. I bit my tongue, literally. She also said that they only teach the things that is governmental approved. Again, sometimes the things coming from the government is not really there to serve us. And if we see on the past 3 years, they are the most apparent. The last 3 years from today, the 4th of September 23, has been interesting to say the least. And people are starting to see that. Now, I want people to also see that I don't have a problem with a lot of the things in the system. There's just this one thing that I find extremely obvious, and I feel like I'm one of the few people who's talking about it. The fact that when you teach someone something at an early age, they will start doing that if it resonates. Sometimes they are told what a resonance is. Sometimes we are told what is right and what is wrong, and sometimes we are told what to do and what not to do, and sometimes we are told what to believe. Through the texts and the knowledge and the mentorship and all the different teachings from every single person around us throughout our entire life. And that's why we always say, don't let school get into the way of education. Because your education is everything. And I could go on to this point forever. Because it's such a huge, huge point. It's insane. Like, I hate the fact that I'm watching the most genius system ever devised by man leaking things into my kids. But then again, they also need to know the contrast. So what I try to do, my utmost freaking attempt on trying to keep the balance is basically being what I think is a good way to be. If I'm talking about love, and how love is usually the answer to almost freaking everything in life. Taking responsibility. Also, be critical of what you think. Even though you read it in a book, it might not be the truth. If you resonate with it, really resonate after you have had the experience of resonating with a topic, sure. Then it is okay. You are now resonating from your intuition and your actual energy, instead of feeling that weird thing that is causing some friction as you're thinking about the thing that you think you're supposed to do, but you just don't feel like it's what you're supposed to do. You know, when you're doing something basically because you were told. Someone told you to do something with your life. You did it even though you felt off. See, that's misalignment. And it's really easy to identify. Most people have this. And if you follow that 100%, doing the things you love through very simple values, which I also think comes from experiencing them. You know, if you haven't felt that gratitude, fulfillment, empowerment, mastery, freedom, then it's hard to know what that is because you have no association with it. You have never felt it. You have to feel the energy in order to really know what that is. And if you don't really go into being in harmony with your energy, I guess, I'm trying to keep this as non-woo-woo as I can, but it's like, if you're not really conscious about it, you're gonna just follow the same patterns because we are wired that way. They're habits. We have 90,000+ thoughts every single day, and 95% of those, I think it's 70,000 thoughts through the day, and 95 of those percent just gets carried over to the next day. And we just continue. And you just watch how you brush your teeth or take a shower. It's the same pattern every time, isn't it? Because at some point, after we take the theoretical test for the car and we do the driver's license lessons and we just practice and experience what it is like to drive an automobile, at some point you're not going to think about it anymore. You're just going to do it. You sit in that car and you just intuitively do things, and your body is just really reacting before you react. It's like that with everything. And that's why, like, I hate the fact that my kids are being taught these scriptured things from the beginning. But my point in all of this is that we have not seen that it is possible to get a result from doing something that could set us completely free in life. And my entire purpose here, my entire role in all of this was to really help people feel better, because when you feel better, you're more creative, you're more happy, you're less fearful, you have no anxiety. Well, actually, to some degree, you start feeling other people's anxiety to a whole different degree, which is like, oh, where the fuck did that come from? But that's a completely different topic. The thing is, when you stop feeling those negative emotions and you start feeling free and in flow and vibrating higher, because let's just be open-minded. Some people really don't see this as truth at all. But then again, those people are not watching this right now because you clicked off ages ago. If you are completely free in your energy, you're starting to attract more of that energy. So if you're happy, you're going to see more happiness. If you're feeling abundant, you're going to start seeing more abundance. And if you are just feeling the thing that you want to feel, you're going to start seeing more of that thing. And I think that if everyone was that free, if everyone had that feeling of alignment, which we call SLS, it's to the degree now this it becomes a science. If more people were feeling that level of frequency and having that level of frequency in themselves, so that they knew that they could do anything was possible, then the world would be better. That is my selfish opinion. See, it's weird, the fact that I'm talking like this. I know I'm bullshitting myself. I've been really doubting my value again. I keep doing that all the freaking time, where I am trying to help people, but I'm not charging anything for it. But then again, my philosophy is that if I help people for free and they are able to make money, then they can buy into the things that we are creating. If I can create more results with what they learn, then they will just going to create more money, being then able and willing and just wanting to pay more for what they give, because they know it's a win-win-win-win-win situation. If I can make you earn $20,000 a month, then $5,000 a month is not that much, if you know that it could bring you to $20 million a month. Right? Now, we're not just going to talk about money in here. The thing is, everything is connected. How you see yourself mentally, feel every day, how you are going in as with the plant medicine, how you are using psychedelics to bring you to the next level. The money, or the symbol of success, the value, the whole currency thing that we have all agreed on, is the only thing that is it just makes sense to everyone on planet Earth. And with that, you can create more things. Which is why Valhalla just started as 1. And then it became 9 through the Yggdrasil system, with freaking innovative technology that borders in adventure games and all that stuff. Everything started with the fact that I knew the only thing that I needed to do to create that value was to get a whole fuck ton of money. And the whole plan to do that was to help people get a fuck ton of money. Because if I could do that, then they will pay so that I can build to give. Now, I'm gonna be honest. I look forward to it. I look selfishly forward to being able to walk through the gates of Valhalla and just see everything that has been created. Because I see it so clearly in my mind. This elongated fire pit with like these seats with fur around them, where you can sit there and have stories for young and old and just share the experience and wisdom from those people who have walked the talk. Because way back when, stories, fantasy, tales, lore, all these things were what we used to teach the next generation. But then we stopped. And then we started to read. And now it's horrible how few people read. Yet we have so much information, which is not really a good thing, because that information is keeping people stuck because it's so much. Like every day, enough content is being produced that could fill the National Library of Congress, if I'm not mistaken. And that takes about 10,000 years to read through. So you have to be very fucking conscious about what you teach and what you learn. And I see those things as kind of the same thing. If you learn something, the best way to learn more of it is to teach it. So the more you teach the passion that you have, the wisdom that you got, the experience that have changed you, that helped you, the more you learn. And now, with everything being so readily available, with AI, with all the technology, with social media, all these things, with those being every single place you look online, we have to kind of take back the social from social media, in my humble opinion, where we are starting to get social again and talking to people face to face, maybe sharing stories around the campfire, having rites of passages for our kids, and allowing them to be kids to grow up in a world where they can actually be a person who can defend and support other people. A person of value. A person of freaking... Yeah, you know what I mean. I always see the entire freaking timeline when I talk about these things. That my kids will grow up to be limitless beings that can do anything, as long as we just know that we have the responsibility to teach them to be limitless. And see, my responsibility, like the feeling of responsibility that I had, which started with my kids, it kind of extended because it didn't make sense to just teach my kids. And then, then we have the whole FML project and the videos and all these things. It was really hard to think that my kids would grow up in a world where we have no idea where we're going. We have no idea what kind of world they are facing with what we are currently doing. And let's be honest, it's not really good all the time. We're not really conscious all over the planet. So in the great words of Mahatma Gandhi, I think it was Gandhi, be the change you want to see in the world. And let's talk about Steve Jobs. The ones who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are usually the ones who do. And I want to teach everyone how they can change the world. I have changed the world in those small pieces of legacies that I have been fortunate enough to be a part of. I know that once my clients get the freedom that allows them to do the things that they want to do, and there's a pattern. It seems like most of the people who reach a result in this wants to build something like a center, some place of healing, of guidance. And I love that, because with each of those centers being built, you're doing something massively important and good for the world. So I wanted to change the world so that I knew that my kids had a chance. It was literally a case of survival. To be able to know that they have to be conscious of the technology that is currently trying to rob their brains and their everything. It's intense to see what you can do with social media on both sides of the spectrum. It's like with money. Money is not evil, it's a person wielding it, if it is. If it's a good person, then it's good money. I know, it seems like a tangent, but everything here, everything that I'm saying is just trying to prove a very big point. Because when I talk about these things, it is so freaking dear to me that I always see the entire thing. I have a problem of keeping it stupid simple and simplifying it, but I know that as long as I just speak my truth, that will come. It is hard before it gets easy. It's hard to have all these things and processes and courses and ideas and things that you can focus on, and then not really putting it down there, in one thing. And once you start building the thing to get it down there, you are starting to compress it and condense it and do all sorts of things with it. It just feels weird sometimes, to be honest. And you will have that same thing if you see what I'm trying to talk about here. Because if you have something to give to the world, then you should fucking give it to the world. And it could be anything, just being you. Just being you, your unique, magical self, and the things that you know and care about for someone else, because that makes you feel good, is going to set you free. Because it's just love. But you have to share it. You have to go out there and actually tell people that you do that you can help in that thing. And then we have the whole limiting beliefs about asking for money. What am I worth? Who am I to tell people to buy this thing? Everyone else is doing it, so why should I? If we love something, we're going to be faced with all the things we love from the internet. What you focus on will get attention, trust me. And where energy goes, or focus goes, energy flows. So if you're seeing a whole bunch of patterns on your social media, in your YouTube watch lists, in your TikTok now page, wherever, your Instagram wall, if you're seeing a whole bunch of things that is just, it seems to follow a pattern, that's what you have been taught to like and follow by the algorithm. Now, if you start consciously providing content for the algorithm to share your knowledge, really help people with what you know based on the experience that you have from your unique life, other people will find it, because if you are doing that from heart, it's going to be shared. People are going to talk about it. People are going to find you from all over the place because you're simply sharing you. But in Norway, we have this whole taboo of sharing anything. So we would rather shut up. And if people are talking, they're talking too much. It's a very interesting world we're living in. But I think that the knowledge that we all possess should be passed on to those people coming after us. Now, what I've just said now from these last 20 minutes right now is enough for a lot of people to go out and make as much money as they would ever desire. If you focus on one thing, I built the entire freaking universe of whatever we're doing here, and it took a lot of effort and work. So I kind of faded away a whole bunch of things, making me very challenged in choosing one thing to focus on. But if you have one thing right now, here is how you can just take away all your sorrows with money. Just set yourself free from any financial limitation whatso frickin' ever. And how you can never worry about money again. Sounds okay? Sounds cool? Let's go. You just have to create a little book. That's it. That's case closed. Class is over. Dismissed. That sounds weird. I know. But it's, when you start to see it that way, it becomes a lot easier to do anything. Because if you go to Google Slides, first Google how big an A4 page is. A4. Go to Google Slides, open it, create a new slide with those dimensions, and start filling, just brain dumping your information about one topic, helping one person with one problem. And that's it. And the more easy you can do this, the more simple you can make the problem, the better. Because if you can just focus on that, you will not have the problem of talking about psychedelics to someone who wants to get better mental health. All right? So let's take an example. How, as a single mom, can you have more energy? That's the problem. A lot of single moms are out there and they're just having no energy because they're doing everything in the house and they have no idea how to fix it. And they're just feeling like they're walking on fumes all the time. Like, all the time. If you can fix that, there would be some people out there willing to get that help. What you do from there is up to you. So you can have a book, as we said, in Google Slides, that is called The Energy Boost for Single Housewives, or whatever. The more specific you can be in just saying who this is for and what this is, the better. How to change your daily routine to get more energy, whatever. If you have something, and this is what annoys me as well, because there are two ways of doing this, and I really hate the first one. I really hate the whole niching down to that degree. But here's why it makes sense, and here's why you can use it in other ways as well. If you talk from experience, that experience holds a certain frequency. Like when I'm talking right now, you're not seeing someone reading from a script or going through people who don't really know what they're talking about. They're just talking to talk. If you go from experience, And if you follow a simple pattern, this is my life now. Even better, because those people who are seeing your life now, they are solution aware. They know where they want to go. They're looking for answers. But those people who don't even know yet, if you start talking about the pain of where you were when you went through the shit that you went through and how that limits you, how freaking horrible it was in detail. Like if you were sleeping on the streets, you really go into how fucking cold it was. How you couldn't even feel your ass. And the one sock in the left leg was like always slipping down because it was so old that it was really go deep in where you were, right? If that was your situation, you go into it. Go into the pain. This can also be used in meditation, by the way. And then you say, but that was then. Here I'm now. I want to give you this thing that I learned from that past. So past, where I'm at, what I want to give. You just need to give people something that they can click on. Something that resonates with them. A story from your past, or really be specific of who you help with what. If you are helping YouTubers get better bodies, you help YouTubers get better bodies. How to do that in 30 days, I don't know. But if you can talk to someone where they feel you, you're talking about something that really resonates. If you're watching this right now, you're resonating. Because you would not be sitting here for 26 minutes if not. If you have that, you give that to them. Now, in Google Slides, you can download that as a PDF. You can make it as pretty as you want. The most important thing is that you solve the problem that you say that you can solve. Make a video. Write it down. Be specific. Use ChatGPT, but don't use it to copy paste. Use it to really get your magic out there. Now, when you have that, you simply say, I have this thing. This is why I'm having it. Do you want it? Comment below. That's literally how easy it is to give something to someone today. And if you want to go fancier, build a website, have a link, create a podcast, start talking about these things, have these links all over the place. People will find you, people will pay you, and people will support you. Now, I'm not, for those people who are like, pay me. There are differences. You can do it for free to just gain a lot of attention with people who loves the fucking value that you give them, or you can sell it for $14. I did this with a field guide in my community, and it sold and kept us afloat for a long time. Like if it was $14, and I have no idea, maybe $10,000 have come from it. No, not $10,000. Yes. You see, if you just have something simple that people can buy, after a while, you're just going to lose track. Like that little notification, $14 there, $14. You don't really think about them when they happen. But those they compound. Now, what if you had one that cost $100? What if it was a complete blueprint to something that you know how to solve, and you did that? $100. Would you find one person out of the 2 billion people using Facebook alone? Facebook. Out of the 8 billion plus people on this planet, where almost half of them are online, do you think that you would find one person who would give you $100 if you are solving their problem? Yeah. So how do you do that? We have just gone through this entire thing. Use Facebook, go into groups that is about the topic, talk to people, engage, share a lot of the help in a group post, and people will see like, wow! Or just help people with the comments. Like if you go into a group on these things and you see a problem that you can solve, write a paragraph comment that just goes through everything. So that when people see that, not only is the poster going to get a whole bunch of value because you solved the problem, but all the other people who resonates with that problem is going to see your post. And when they like it, engage with it, that is going to be pushed up by the algorithm. And now you have a lighthouse. You have a evergreen asset just lying there, working for you. And if you make videos like these, they're never going to go away. You can literally just send that on YouTube and put a system on it, and you can just have that work for you. AI is insane. There are so many technologies out there now. It's insane. It's mind-boggling, actually. But now we have $100, $14 free, whatever. What you will find very soon is that if you're trying to help people with service, where you are actually doing something, using your time, you're going to see that you don't have a lot of time. Time is a luxury that is priceless. So there are many ways to help you help them as well. If you do the smart thing, you go for the people who have the money right now, and you say that you have something that costs 6,000 euros if your problem is big enough, or solution is big enough. And when they get in there, the thing that you're creating with these people is going to be so freaking valuable for the people coming afterwards that you can sell that again. So you're helping people who are paying you a lot of money because they have that money. Elon Musk pays for Elon Musk problems. You just have to go and find the person you really know you can help and help them. And when you document the fact that you help them, you can sell that as the recordings, documentations, whatever, to other people who are not able to pay 6,000 euros. But maybe if they want to really have that change and you've already helped them, maybe 500 euros. Because 500 euros, if you can change a life, that should be worth it. And if we then think about the fact that, all these people around the world, there are no shortage of people you can help. There are so many social media platforms out there that you will never run out of people to help. You can go down on the street in physical form, like this, face to face. Go to the communities where they are and talk about these things, and they will find you. The experience of your solution is going to carry. Because you're helping people feel better. They're going to talk about the fact that they feel better, and I can promise you, they're going to talk about that to a lot of people. Because that was an experience for them. And it doesn't take a lot. You don't have to solve world problems. But the problems you solve could mean the world to the person you're solving it for. Damn. Should have written that down. I want everyone in this community and around this thing, in the Legacy Forge, to be able to help and provide an impact on the world and be able to guide other people. And the only way you really can guide people is to share who you truly are in a way that resonates with the person you're trying to help. There are a few small, rules, I guess. I hate that word, but most people around today don't give a fuck about you. That's just how it is. They do give a fuck about their own problems, and if you help them fix those, then they're going to give a fuck about you. They have to know you, they have to like you, they have to trust you. Why should they know, like, and trust you? If you're sharing your story, you're resonating, but share it in a way that can help them. The insights that can help them go through whatever dragon they're going to face on their journey. If you can help someone with their own problems, instead of saying, I'm so awesome, this is me, this is my journey, you will have a freedom that cannot be matched, because you can always create systems that is going to be able to communicate across this whole span of the internet, making you money when you sleep. Because why not? Everyone is awake at some point in this world. And if people really saw how huge this really is, I can't believe that I'm one of the... I haven't really met someone who's talking about these things with the same level of passion that I am. Because I can fart right now and you in Taiwan can hear it if you were in Taiwan. Live, if I was live. That's insane. If you really think about that, that is insane. The fact that I can sit here now, create something, and put a button on it, saying this costs $10, and then the moment after, some dude in Ohio can buy that. And here I am, on the other side of the planet, seeing ting. And it doesn't have to cost money. But it does require you to share who you are, and it does require effort. But I think that if you have that motivation to really see your goals through, your dreams, if you don't have them, start fucking thinking about them. If you don't have huge dreams, set a dream, talk about it, describe it, really fucking feel it. I know, it sounds foreign now. I know. Fucking goals sounds foreign for a lot of people if I'm talking from this perspective, but you have no idea what happens if you don't have a goal, and you haven't considered it. Then for me to explain what happens when you see yourself go towards something that you really want, desire in life, it's impossible to explain that feeling. And I remember because I was listening to Jim Rohn, and he was saying you have to have goals. No, he's not talking about that. Like, he doesn't talk like that, but is not far off. Jim Rohn, check him out. But he was talking about goals, and I was like, goals? Yeah, I have goals, but my goals were like fucking silly. I was talking about goals of being a travel vlogger. Me. I was talking about me doing something. And as long as I was just picturing myself being a travel vlogger, I did a whole bunch of stupid things that was kind of resonating to that level of goal setting. But the moment I started to see myself as the inhabitant of a freaking Viking health center that was everything was just optimized for epicness, that moment, everything shifted. Because I started to talk about these things and I started to see more things from that thing, and people are like, wow. So you need goals, and you need to really dream big. And I know some people are dreamers, some people are not. I think everyone is capable of dreaming, and if you haven't dreamt yet, like really dreamt, I think Amanita muscaria is a good antidote for that. It's completely legal, and you've been lied to in terms of how dangerous it is. How dangerous it is. Everyone needs a dream. Everyone needs a goal. It's just a humble opinion, and I know I ranted on that as well. But I think that by now you should see that it's possible. Everything is possible. You don't even. All you need is a freaking Stripe account. If you haven't, go to stripe.com. Set up an account so that you can basically charge for your things online. And if you are more of a talker like me, set up a podcast, a YouTube channel. You just do whatever. As long as you're helping someone else with what you know, just do whatever it feels right for you. Because odds are that most people haven't done anything in terms of helping anyone with what they know how to do. To really make it serious, put yourself out there. Really. If people don't see your magic, how the fuck are they going to see your magic? It's not magic. You just have to put in the effort. All right. I hope this made sense. My plan now, we have 3 things. My plan now is to focus all the things that I know how to do from A to wherever as simple as fucking humanly possible. I'm going to do that in Saga. That is for the journey. That is for the personal development. Fenris, he said all smug-like, the breaker of bonds was for the financial thing, but I have no idea. Like, this is just me trying to think out loud. All these things are there right now. And after that, we had Ragnarok, the end of the old, the beginning of the new, which was for those people who already had seen success. The people who are not the beginners, people who are already making 20k a month because they learned how to make 20k a month. Where we're talking about the next level things, energetic awareness, all the things that we do in SLS, where it's just seeing new things all the freaking time. The whole intuition and next level strategies. When you have figured out how to make money, the next level strategies where you can really amp it up. And then we had the whole Exalted Hammer, the legacy, where we just had fun. Went around in the world just to have as much fun as we can. It was that simple. But everything is from the same philosophy, the same idea, and the same adventure, the same saga. But it takes a lot. So as I stop this video now, as we finish off this masterclass, keep it stupid simple. Focus on one thing. That's it. Be specific. If you need help with that, click the link wherever you find it. There are like so many clues to where to know more. Because once you get out there, you will see that it is not about the whole how specific are you. It was more about you actually going out there. So stop thinking Start doing, have the experience of doing it. See what happens, iterate, try again. You will not die if you fail the first few times. You will learn invaluable lessons. You will not die. So go out there and just do something. Do it simple. Share it for the value of others because you want to give something back to the world and you want to be free, which is not selfish. And do it through the perspective of love. And I can promise you, you're going to see some interesting things happening. Have a fantastic day, Taker freaking family, and I'll see you in the next one.